Hi people, I'm Prahlad Kannan and I'm a speaking coach. What I do is I teach people how to speak English fluently and confidently. So if you want to improve your communication in English, then make sure you subscribe to my channel right now. In this video, let's discuss about why can't we improve our English? Despite the hard work and efforts we put in to attain the fluency, despite of all those things, why can't we still get better? There is not one, but three reasons to why we can't improve our spoken English. The first reason, before going into the reason, let me ask you a couple of questions. Can you become an expert car racer if you have never drove a car before in your life? No. Can you become an expert swimmer if you have never swam before in your life? No. The same applies for speaking. If you have never spoke English before in your life, then you cannot speak English right now. So often what people think is they consume a lot of knowledge and then they try to speak English for the first time and then they mess up, they stutter, they stumble, and they feel that they're just incapable, they just can't speak English because they have not spoken the language English before in their life. The reason you can't speak English is simply because you have not practiced speaking English before in your life. Second reason is knowledge addiction. Now, isn't knowledge addiction a good thing? Because when we consume more knowledge, we know more knowledge. Isn't knowing more knowledge is a good thing? Yes, it is. But do you know why we consume knowledge? It's because when we consume knowledge, we feel this temporary surge of confidence. Our confidence is boosted to the peak. And when we feel this confidence, rise in confidence, what happens is we lose our need to practice what we've learned. So this is a cycle. You consume knowledge, your confidence peaks, and then there's no need to practice. This goes on and on and on and on, and eventually you will feel like, oh my gosh, I've consumed so much knowledge, but still I'm not able to speak English. That is why, despite of consuming so much knowledge, you still can't get better at speaking English. Third reason, you focus too much on the language while you speak English. Now you might ask me a question, Prahlad, focusing on the language is a good thing, right? Because when we focus on the language, we end up speaking more accurate, precise, and good grammatical structured English sentences. So that's a good thing, right? Yeah, that's a good thing. But one more thing happens when you focus on your language while you speak, which is you grow way too self-conscious. Now, what's self-conscious? You overthink about your sentences. You try to form perfect sentences before you speak. Now, what happens is, when you overthink before you speak, automatically your anxiety grows because you have to do something, but guess what? You're thinking about it, you haven't done it yet, so your anxiety grows. So as your anxiety keeps increasing, you become nervous. Now, you can't speak English when you are nervous, can you? Now, that's why when you focus on language, you can't actually speak English. So now, here's the solution for your problems that you face while speaking English. It's simple. Stop consuming knowledge on how to speak and start speaking the knowledge. Start speaking what you know. I'll tell you what happened to me. See, when I was at the beginning stages of learning English, I spent 6 months of my time learning English. I learned about tenses, about all grammar parts, and I learned about how to present yourself. I learned about all the frameworks and all those stuffs. I spent 6 months learning about everything I know about English. Guess what happened? There was no improvement. I was still stuck in the same pace where I was in before the 6 months. But after that, I forced myself to stop consuming knowledge, and I spent the next 10 days after the 6 months on speaking English. In this 10 days, my focus was only on speaking the language. Guess what? I improved so much in just 10 days. So that's the power of practice. See, if you focused on speaking the language instead of consuming and knowing more about the language, you would be so much better by now. Still, it's okay, you have more time. Just focus on speaking English. All you have to do is spend 5 minutes a day doing nothing but speaking the language English. Trust me, you will become better in no time. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, leave a like, share it with your friends, and most importantly, do not forget to subscribe to my channel. And I'll meet you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.